Hey, what's up, everybody? Xbox Nation here. And Iron Wolf, you guys and Mooch, let me know if I start like trying to fix stuff. The internet's kind of wonky today. It's not the internet so bad as my ping. It gets really high for some reason, and then it goes low. I don't know if somebody else's is out and they're like draining on it or whatever. We talk about that. Talk more about those comments like that. And first thing is this: everybody's entitled to their opinion on it. Don't
Crap,
have an
you're botting
issue
out
with
still.
he was saying. I think he probably stopped talking shit about PlayStation 4. Okay.
You're
Go ahead and
lagging.
jump in. You guys about Phil Spencer's comments.
I think you're lagging still.
Yeah, no, you were saying basically is that me and Crap talked a little before, and then Blaze and Wolf came in. You know, everyone's entitled to their comments. A lot of people are making a lot of videos. So, I mean, basically, Phil Spencer's comments have had a bit of backlash in both communities. Of course, what he said, we already know what the Sony community has to say. Of course, they're just going to take that baton and run with it. But a lot of the Xbox folks have made videos saying, hey, don't speak ill will towards Phil. And it's not that anybody's speaking ill will. I think we all could agree, whether you're talking about something as simple as Godfather logic with keeping your business inside the family, or if it's just, you know, anybody that you know owns their own personal small business. One of the things, you know, we all feel that Phil probably could have done just a little bit better was just to say, well, you know, when it comes to things like Sony sales, congratulations for them, but we're a little bit more interested in taking care of our own affairs. So just looking for something very clean, very corporate. But, you know, Phil is a good guy, and Phil said something that was just off his chest. Do I think it was the end of the world? No, absolutely not, because let's be honest. Phil could say whatever he wants. Phil could come out with, you know, a pink hat on and clown shoes, and it doesn't matter. He's putting out a product that's amazing. He's giving you Halo 5. He's giving you Quantum Break. He's giving you games next year that are first-party games like Recore and Halo Wars 2. You're getting all this stuff from Microsoft. Microsoft could say whatever they want. They're giving you the product. The part that I haven't really harped on in a long time, but we'll get into tonight, is I'm a little disappointed in the American people. I'm disappointed in the North American folks. And, you know, Wolf is here to talk a little bit about, you know, how England is in the United Kingdom. And you know, those guys are putting up a valiant effort to support Microsoft. You can see that in the latest trends with the Rare Replay sales and things like that. But really, it's disappointing in this country that you still talk to people in your office or people that enjoy, not just gaming, but they enjoy these consoles for media, and they're still being suckered by the gaming media that's pushing this PS4 power. And here's the thing, everybody. What power are we actually talking about except for that one chipset that you can only show me the power on paper, not on screen? You can't show me the power on screen. You can only show me on paper. And then people go, well, wait a minute, that's not true. There's the 900p and the 720p and the 1080p and the 900p, but that's not to the human eye. Everybody says that. And if you want to go ahead and say that, well, then I'm just going to counter you with every single game that PlayStation does triumph in the resolution, they negate in the frames per second. Xbox has a better gameplay. So, and that's across the board too, according to Digital Foundry. So that's what Crap was actually entering. Hope Crap is back now. But you know, do you guys want to speak on that? I think that's what we were talking about with the backlash of the comments. We don't need to rehash the whole thing again, but maybe talk about what's happened in the past week since he made those comments.
Yeah, but me personally, I think people blowing this way out of proportion, because me personally, I'd rather have Phil Spencer than Yoshida any day. I'll take Phil Spencer. But I do think he needs to stop talking about Sony so much. He should have just kept it light and sweet. He should have just said, you know, congratulations to Sony. They're selling well, but I want to focus on my community and delivering them the best product I could possibly do that. I have no problem with Phil Spencer. As long as he keep giving me games and features and the best online, I have no problem with him. He's done an amazing job.
Can I ask you guys a question really quick? Here's my question to the panel. If you watch any of the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon or back in the day with Jay Leno or whoever you like, it doesn't matter who you like, when a big star goes onto the show, they're always asked by their PR people, what questions are you going to ask what are you going to ask my superstar? Who are you going to ask? Like if Jerry Seinfeld goes on, they ask him questions ahead of time so he's not stunned by something outrageous.
Yeah,
Phil Spencer is an executive. Okay, he is an executive. He's like, let's just put it this way. We all know Windows is the baby of Microsoft, okay? But even if Xbox is just the chill, factor of Microsoft, he's still an executive of one of the most powerful, of the second most powerful, or the most powerful company in the world. What I'm trying to say here, besides the gas companies, naturally, that's a different debate. Yeah. But why doesn't he have somebody that says, okay, yep, Phil's going to do your show. Can I just see a list of the questions?
Yeah.
Because I don't need him to go up there and get sidelined by something you think is funny and brash. That's just not good business. And like we've said a million times, and Wolf has said it on his show on DirectX. The question I have is, why doesn't Yoshida get asked? Hey, do you feel like Microsoft is kind of nipping you? Listen to this question, guys. Now, picture I'm the guy from whatever that was called, Geek Squad, or whatever the hell show that was irrelevant. And I had Yoshida, and I'm like, Yoshida, quick question here. And I know this is a curveball, Yoshida. But with Microsoft's stellar lineup this fall, and it looks like next year, early spring, they've already got 2 or 3 major titles with Quantum Break and ReCore. How is it that you and the PlayStation brand can really hold that lead when you've got them nipping at the bud like that? Where's that question? Isn't that a good question? Why doesn't somebody ask him that question and say, is that why you guys dropped the price by $50? What was the reason if you're so far ahead? Yeah. Nobody asked those questions. They just keep asking Phil, do you feel like you're falling out? And it's like, it's kind of bullshit.
I do agree with you because, before a lot of the media, they interview all these execs, I actually thought that there was like a pre-interview agreement. You know what I'm saying? That you're allowed, this question, nope, cross, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can ask that, you can ask that. That's what I thought. But I think, all in all, I think Phil Spencer needs to be more like, Tony Stark, like Iron Man. He should be slick with his answers, and he shouldn't be like Clark Kent. Like Mitch was saying that he's like Clark Kent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's trying to be the good guy, he's trying to be accepted by all gamers, and that, he's acting soft, and he needs to be a little bit more hard and, a little bit aggressive when it comes down to
he needs to find that diametric.
I'm not saying he should fire shots at Sony all the time, but he should talk about the positives of Xbox instead of saying, oh, they have a great product. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't say that, oh, Sony, they have a great product. You shouldn't say that because consumer confidence is the key here, because now you said that those consumers, they're going to go ahead and buy PS4. It can backfire.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, Phil Spencer have done wonders for the Xbox One. And
hey guys, can you hear me now? Hold on, real quick. I'm running a test real quick. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just real quick, I want to say that I think Phil shouldn't mention PS4 at all anymore. You know what I mean? If once in a while they want to go, hey, I like the PlayStation 4 or whatever, it's great for what it is, but he should always say, but we're doing something much better or something that they're not doing. I think that he always needs to add in something along those lines. I have no problem with what he said, but I just have more of a problem with him always bringing up and congratulating Sony for every goddamn thing they do, especially since Sony never does that to Microsoft. I mean, once in a blue moon, and it's usually like Yoshida saying something. It's never like a thing. Yeah, it's never like a company-wide thing. And I remember when Phil Spencer got promoted, Yoshida's comments were, he's the most human one at Microsoft. I mean, like, that's a compliment. Seriously, come on. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a backhand right there.
Yeah, but
it's a backhanded compliment.
At least Phil Spencer talks to the community. Like, so how we had Seamus Blackley on the podcast, nobody from Sony would try to go on the Sony podcast for the fans. They don't support that
Ken Kairagi, they will never go to any Sony podcast and really, talk to the community. It will never happen.
They don't have no community. You see how big the Xbox community is? There is no Sony community like that.
Nope.
Well, yeah. If you look at what Sony's doing, I think their guys are just kind of they're trying to keep it low key, because remember, we haven't heard anything lately from their sparse comments. Lately, we haven't really heard much. It's like they did that. I think they're like not really allowed to talk much to the media and things like that. I think that it's kind of ridiculous that Sony does get away with what they do. But what do you guys think about this no voice chat on Star Wars Battlefront and the $50 season pass? And this game's basically just an online multiplayer game. No voice chat.
The thing,
and a $50 season pass.
Listen, I've said it on BGST. I think I may have said it on this show last week. Here's the thing. This has been rushed. And listen, we've got some really great gamers in this podcast. I'm very impressed with the knowledge that Wolf and Blaze have. Listen, guys, tell me one movie game. And I say movie game, and it's hard for me to use that in this scenario since Star Wars Battlefront is really just a It's a tradition. It's a game that's been out that was out 10 years ago that they're bringing back. But unfortunately, because it's being released and really being rushed to make the movie time, we're really getting hit with the same typical game. Remember when we were kids? And no pun because it's coming out now, but Friday the 13th game came out, or a Freddy Krueger. Like, they were terrible games back in the day because they were rushed. E.T. The list goes on and on to anything you could possibly think of. It was terrible. And this is unfortunately going to go into that same category. They're rushing the fact that we have no chat, okay? The game only comes out with 11 maps. I mean, 11 maps? Horrible. That's Modern Warfare 2 shit right there. I mean, this is ridiculous. And then you have no campaign, and I think there's something, and a $50 season pass. So
that's
they're
crazy.
asking, so the minute you hand them $60 for a quarter of a game, they're already asking you for another $50 for the other quarter. So
and that one game mode, the Walker Assault, is the most unfair game mode I ever saw. If you're rebels, you're getting tore up. You just basically get shot by fucking tanks and ads and everything the whole time. It's ridiculous. I was like, I'm never playing this game mode again. Even though EA did say, hey, we realize that it's an issue and it's overpowered. Like, to me, how is that a game mode that they allow? Like, one side gets these big ass tanks and stuff, and then you're just running around getting your ass shot the whole time. It's like ridiculous. Like, I did like the game, but I'm not gonna buy a $50 season pass. There's no campaign. I mean, I'm probably still gonna buy the base game, but man, I'm kind of disappointed with the lack of a campaign. There's so much they could have done. Battlefront 2 had this thing called Galactic Conquest. It was really fun. It brought a lot to the game. You know what I mean? And now it's like. And even Jamin Moran's like Battlefront Season Pass is the same price as Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is a full game. Yeah. So I mean, it is kind of rushed because they got the IP. There's, you can tell they want it out in time for the movie, right? So that's what they're doing, and to me, it's unfortunate. And what do you guys think about the lack of voice chat in this game? I mean, yeah, we have the party chat, which is great, but what are we on Nintendo consoles all of a sudden?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and say that we do have the best version because we have 12-man party chats.
Yes, that's true.
Because we're on Xbox Live. We have the better controller. Facts. All right. Now I want to talk about the actual game itself. Now, I think since it's DICE making this game, they use most of their resources on Mirror's Edge. That's the thing. And I think it was their B team working on Battlefront, man. And that's the reason why the game is where it is.
Hold on. I thought that the team that was working on Battlefront they were the team that used to make what the hell is that damn they used to make another fighting game that EA used to put out.
Fight for New York? Was that Dev Jam?
I think it was Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor.
Yeah, they disbanded them, or they're called DICE East or something. I don't know what the hell, but it's like they just changed their name to DICE, and it's not the same DICE that does Battlefield. It's a different one, and so I think that's what this team is doing. They're the ones that were doing this, but no campaign, and I'm a little suspect on some of the game modes, and obviously the season pass and no voice chat was kind of threw me for a loop. Like,
you're gonna prioritize their own IPs more. Like Mirror's Edge, that is their own IP, and EA will use most of their resources on that particular game because Star Wars.
And they know people gonna buy it anyway.
But Star Wars is a license that can expire. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they know people gonna buy it anyway because it got Star Wars name on it.
Yeah, people are gonna buy it anyway. I agree.
Yeah, me personally, I'd rather just play Halo 5. There's more content there. They got a full campaign. Was it 21 multiplayer maps, 18 maps coming free? Yeah. And I'd rather just play Halo. That game, I don't have a problem if you go pick that game up if you feel you really need to play that game. But I think you should wait till either goes in the vault or till maybe Battlefront 2 comes out.
I just think EA need to go back to the drawing board and rethink what they're planning to do because a lot of gamers are speaking on it right now. They're speaking on it, so gamers do have loud voices. At the end of the day, what happened with Xbox. So
do you guys know if this game is going to have microtransaction as well? Because
no, it doesn't. Why not? Why wouldn't it?
But everything else, right? Yeah. We might as well jump on that, right? Destiny, microtransactions. Halo, microtransactions. Everything.
Well, here's my thing, and here's the thing, and this is we could dedicate an entire show to this because Here's my whole thing with microtransactions. Okay, they're voluntary. There's a lot of things for sale in your grocery store. You don't have to buy them all. You know, I mean, my whole point with that is like a lot of times with the microtransactions, unless it's a multiplayer only type of situation where the purchase comes in and they better themselves in the multiplayer arena, that's unfair. But if it's something like Destiny, where your guy's going to do the Carlton Banks dance, you want to spend that 99 cents, you do that's your own thing. So I never really have a problem with a lot of the media really harps on microtransactions. To me, that's something that just let's say me and you, we all move into the same development, right? We all get the same cookie cutter house, but you decide that you want to have a copper roof. That's a microtransaction. Yeah. That's you doing something that makes your house stand out more than mine. But it doesn't affect me. I'm still dry inside. You know what I'm saying? So, that's fine. But, I mean, what the season pass hurts here is that they're literally, while they're taking your $60, they're asking for an additional $50.
Yeah, they're trying to shake you down.
To shake you to get the full game. You see, that's where there's a problem. That's where my issue is. I don't really have an issue with the microtransactions.
Yeah, I think I'll just play it when it comes in the vote. Because I did play the beta. It's nice. I like the sound. The combat is nice. I like the recharging. Like how your guns recharge. They don't need the ammo.
And it has like an active reload in there like Gears of War, if you notice that.
It's smooth though.
You know, like I said, I'm a long-time Battlefront fan, so I'm going to get it. But I'm not going to buy the season pass or anything like that. It'll probably be on sale at one point or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I want to see how long the community lasts. For an online game like that, it pays to get in there on the ground floor right from the start, because otherwise you get kind of the scrubs. Like, you don't get the real experience. I want to get in there from the beginning and do a good job. I did pretty good on the beta, I thought. Yeah. There was a few connection issues, like some people couldn't join my party or whatever, so hopefully they fix that up. But overall, I thought it was okay. Again, though, this generation kind of meh. We're losing campaigns. We're getting all these, season passes that are like $50. To me, we're kind of getting ripped off as consumers like more than ever, and it's a little bit disappointing because, this generation was supposed to be like the best one, because I thought last generation was phenomenal. And now we're getting even less. Yeah, we're getting less content than ever, and it's so frustrating as a long-term gamer. You know what I mean? And hey, are you guys? I know you guys probably all have the new user interface on the Xbox One. I got the new update, the latest build of it, and I like it. It's very fast. It might even be faster. They shrunk down some of the tiles.
Yeah.
You can actually use some of the stuff like people's stuff. There is a few still issues, like what happened to me today. I was playing that Minecraft story mode game, and all of a sudden I kept on getting these little pop-ups, like, Pop, this person is now following you. Pop, like it did it for 20 minutes. I shit you not, guys. It was like 20 minutes of that. Like, kept on getting that damn sound with somebody, and this stuff was from like a week ago. You know what I mean? Like, this person's following you. Yeah, I'm like, okay. So I basically had to stop my game and then like go do something until it stopped. Still bugs, and it's still kind of like.
Yeah, I mean,
frustrating, but it does, it's much faster.
Yeah, I think there's. We were saying this just before the show started. I mean, it's tough, man, because call it first world problems, but call it whatever you want. It's difficult. There's a lot of the little things that are wrong with it still. And don't get me wrong. Here's what I gotta say. It's gonna get fixed. Yeah. I have a lot of faith at this point. The 2 or 3 updates that we've just gotten recently have been just a tremendous push forward. So with all the little nuances that are still left, I really do think that it's a non-issue. So by end of November, this thing will be ready for the masses. I do think so, especially after yesterday's update. But like Crap said, there's some things as a user right now. Forget being a tester, as just being a user. It's just there's some like I got your Halo waypoint is ready. That notification came up. Your external hard drive is here. Thank you. I do that. And then it's like you said, you get notifications for everything that just keep popping up. My other issue is I'm a huge Kinect guy, and the Kinect stuff for me has not been resolved yet. For others were tweeting it has. I still can't get signed in with facial recognition, and it has the wrong avatar. It has my name, and it shows my name online correctly, but on my screen at home, my avatar and my gamer pick is incorrect next to my name, which I don't even know where it picked this thing from.
Yeah, Connect doesn't seem to read very well for me either. You know, like I tell it to do something, and it's like you might as well just be talking to a wall.
Yeah.
Like it used to work really well. Like I had it calibrated and it was perfect.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? It did a good job, and now it's like I'm like, Xbox, do this. I'm like, Xbox, volume down. And it's like, oh, you want to go to Massive Chalice? You know what I'm saying?
No.
So I think it's an interesting yeah. I'm like, no, why would I want to go to that game? You know what I mean? Or it actually sent me to the Deer God once, and I was like, I thought I uninstalled that game, but it keeps on telling me like these games are ready, right? It's like World of Tanks is ready, and I'm like, I didn't ask it to be ready. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Me
it's like
personally, I like it because I like to see the potential what we're gonna have in the future.
Yeah.
I like it so far. It just need to make the tiles a little bit smaller. I want maybe we can get some more backgrounds. Maybe they could give us some backgrounds we can download. Like I would like some moving backgrounds if they could do that. Like you know how they used to have the birds and move, or have Master Chief moving in the background or something.
Yeah.
That would be cool. But the only problem I have is just like I just get kicked out of parties a couple of times, and I can't rewind my movies sometimes. So other than that, I like it. It's crisp. It's clean. They just need to add on the community section. They just need to add the leaderboard back. Maybe make the tiles a little smaller. And I would like a dedicated arcade section. And then, like maybe we could get our own custom arcade cabinets like they did with the 360. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, you can see our avatars playing them.
I think you're spot on with that, Blaze. I like your additions to it. I think that's much needed. And it's funny because when they first put that leaderboard in there, you know, way back, I'm going back a year and a half ago, and they're like, we're putting these leaderboards. I thought that was stupid at first, but I grew to absolutely love it, and I miss it. Like I flip over to the community page, and I don't have now. Granted, okay, I happen to be friends with Crap and Maddie and a couple guys that are big fan. Maddie, formerly known as Ukane, and a couple of these other guys that I'm friends with on there, and their scores are so big that my ass is never on the fucking top 5.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, you know, I'm never gonna be able to Crap. You guys are all like at like the guys on the top of my leaderboard were at like 2,600 achievement points for the month. I mean, I wouldn't be able to touch that if I quit my job. So like I don't know, but it's still fun to have it, and I like to see the change in power and see. Even though I was not on there, your character's on the bottom, so it would say like I was 13th or I was 12th out of all my friends, and it was decent. You know what I mean? So but that's coming back. So I'm just picking at straws here. That's all coming back. Mike Ibarra, I've said this many times. I don't know if Mike listens to this show or BGST, but Mike's one of my personal favorite executives over there. He leads one of the most difficult parts. I mean, he's in the software crunch development part of it, and he's giving us a lot of things in 2015. I remember when they first were talking about 2015, and Phil Spencer's like, "This is going to be the year of Kudo," and I'm like, "Yeah, you know, now that we're in October, I think this is the year of Ibarra because." He's giving us backwards compatibility. He's giving us the new UI. I think his group is responsible for majority of the new controller that's coming out, the Elite controller. So, you know, my hat goes off to him, and I know his team's working 14 to 16-hour days. So, you know, at first, and even as soon as last Sunday's BGST, I said I wasn't really sure if the new UI was going to be ready. I do think it'll be ready. I just hope it's ready without the peanut gallery's comments that are all going to attack it for a small thing.
Just take their time with it.
Yeah.
You know what? Go ahead.
I was saying I'm with Blaze when he was talking about the new UI. You know, it's nice, it's slick, it's fast, it's fluid. On top of that, you know, the community side, I think they need to fix that. Obviously, they need to put the leaderboards back there. And sometimes I get kicked out of parties here and there. But the most important thing is they need to fix the store. And obviously, if they have backwards compatibility, once that, you know, is made public, they should give us the ability to download 360 games direct on Xbox Live on the Xbox One. That would be great, you know, and it'll mean more sales. But all these third-party publishers who approve backwards compatibility, that means more sales for them. Yeah,
I want them to bring back the arcade too. Like I want them to bring back games like Shinobi and Streets of Rage and Golden Axe. I put all those on 360.
The arcade have been replaced with indies.
Oh God, I tell you, I'll play Super Mario 2 or Sonic 2 over those indie games any day. I like those games better.
And I think they need to fix the Blu-ray too, because sometimes you know, it doesn't play my movies. But
I don't think I've ever watched a Blu-ray in the Xbox One. I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't think I have. Like, I don't know. Usually, what I do is I'll rip whatever I have to my computer, and then I just use a server.
The media server. Yeah, you use the media server.
Yeah, I do. And then what I do is like I have every season of The Simpsons that's out so far on DVD, so I rip those to my computer, and then I can just watch them, and then they play one after the other when they're done. So like you can just leave it on all day or all night, and it's just playing through Simpsons, basically a different episode all the time. But with this new update, it fucked that up a little bit. Like it'll mess up on an episode, or get stuck on an episode, or like replay the same episode like 5 times. You know what I mean? It's like, so yeah, there's some bugs and stuff, but overall I like what they're doing with it. They did shrink down the tiles, which was one of my big complaints. You know what I mean? Like they were huge, and you couldn't do anything with them. So I was like, I was like, damn, man, what the hell are you gonna do with that? But at the end of the day, yeah, I think that I like what they're doing with it. I'm with Mooch. I think Mikey Barra's done a really good job at and he was the one that took that kind of jab at Sony with we're not gonna make you, we're not gonna make you pay for games you already own. You know what I mean? Like to me, that was incredible. It was like he took a shot, and I think someone the other day had brought up. He's like, "Well, Phil did take that shot. He's the one that said this." I was like, "No, man, you can't give that to Phil. That was Mike." You know what I mean? That was Mike that was one that said that. But
they need more of that though.
Yeah. What do you guys? Did you guys see this VG 24/7 article, right? And this Mooch, I know you were the one that pointed this out. I saw it earlier and wanted to talk about it as well. These guys played Uncharted 2 in the Nathan Drake collection and mistook it for Uncharted 4. And what they did like a preview for it, and they thought it was Uncharted 4, right? So like that just goes to tell you a couple things. Uncharted 4 doesn't look that much better than Uncharted 2. And 2, the gaming media is totally incompetent and ignorant. They don't know what the hell they're doing, and they're just kind of half-assing their way to, that's just what they do.
Yeah.
They half-ass their way.
I don't get to say this very often because I only have maybe like 7 videos, but I did make a video about it, and I'll tell you the truth, my whole thing is this. I just don't see, that's why I said gaming reviews are dead. They're not dead as far as asking your friend or watching a YouTube channel. I would actually rather you said, oh, I saw a game on Twitch and I thought it was pretty cool, or I saw a YouTube review and I thought it was pretty good, because they usually do a Let's Play and they get a couple hours into it. Right now, the people that we all tune into, whether it's just print or it's a video, what I mean by that is whether you're reading your latest Game Informer or you're checking out their website, and I don't mean just to pick on them, it could be VG 24/7, IGN, fill in the blank, Polygon, Kotaku. These guys are just hiring people that maybe have some sort of a communications degree. They're just hungry young people that want to work, and good for them. They're going out there, and I'm not saying their English is necessarily wrong. Their grammar's correct, but their content is not. And you can tell that they're wet behind the ears. They don't know what they're talking about. They've never played anything nostalgic in the past, and if they did, it's just because they read about it from somebody else. That's not the same. You can't read about a game and then tell me that you experienced the game, and you can tell this article is a real black eye for the gaming media as far as I'm concerned. Like Crap just said, we were talking about it earlier.
They're doing an apology.
Well, when you're working for these big websites, not only you should be qualified for the job, with your degrees, you need to be a qualified gamer first and foremost. I believe that's real important. You have to be a passionate guy when it comes to gaming. You gotta know your games, because like you could have any Tom, Dick, and Harry just doing a job like this and just pretend that they know. They don't know shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this Uncharted situation, in a way, I understand they thought it was Uncharted 4 because you could see Uncharted 4 hasn't changed. It's still running on the last gen engine, so that's where even like the casuals will realize that it looks the same. But damn, man, they really need. I think it's dying out, to be honest with you. I think, like Mooch just said, reviews are dying out. Even soon, Metacritic, nobody's gonna tune in, or nobody's gonna go to that website to look at scores. People are just gonna,
alternative media now. It's like even with the news, right? Does anybody really go and say, hey, I'm going to watch Fox News or I'm going to watch CNN? Because what happens is all these places have different agendas and they're skewed for a certain way. There's different places you can go to because we live in a day and age of the internet. So you can literally kind of like find out more factual information from some alternative media sources rather than going to some of them. I'm not saying like in particular me or us or anything like that, but there are other places that that you can go to and get news and information and things like that because the mainstream media, is will back Sony no matter what. You know, they have their back. You know, it's like just look
Yeah.
at just look at the Uncharted collection, right? Oh, they did a great game, you know, remastering it, blah blah blah, and the game looks virtually the same. All they did
Yeah.
was do some lighting, make it 1080p, and unlock it up to 60 frames per second. I mean, to me, that's just basically what they did with Halo ODST. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
not great. What would have been a great thing would have been what they did to like Gears Ultimate or
From the
Halo
ground
2
up.
Anniversary.
Look,
Yeah,
look,
those are how you do those games.
all the gaming media outlets, they're not getting the clicks that like they used to, right? Everybody's going, you know, going by word on the street. They're going by YouTube. You know, they go to their favorite YouTuber, they ask for their opinion on the game, or they will just go on Twitch, ask their favorite streamer. That's
Yeah,
how
it's
people
changing.
make. That's how people make up their mind on whether they're gonna buy the game or not. Not off flipping IGN or GameSpot. You know, that's just the way I see it. I don't even look at those reviews if I'm gonna make up my mind buying a game. You know, I'll ask Blaze, Mooch, or even you, Crap. You know, if this game is good. If you say it's good, then I'll probably go out and buy it. You know what I mean?
Me, like, I've never been a big Uncharted fan. I liked the first one. I thought it was okay, but the rest of them, like, I'm tired of shooting a man with a shotgun and he just like, ugh, and then no blood come out of him. So, like, when the new Tomb Raider reboot came out, I was excited for it. That's why I'm so excited for Rise of Tomb Raider. I just like the story. I like the violence in the game. And I feel Laura
Brilliant
Croft
story, brilliant story. Yeah.
Like, I've been playing Tomb Raider, it's like it doesn't grab you. Like, I think Nathan Drake is a loser and he's a boring character. Like, Laura Croft was interesting. You felt her pain and her struggle. Like, when Nathan Drake is boring. So, like, I think the guy, he got it right. The game does look like a PS3 game. I'm not really too excited for Uncharted 4. But I would buy it anyway because I have nothing to play on my PS4.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Mo.
Sorry. Go on.
I was just gonna say the last PS4 game I bought was the exclusive that I bought was The Order 1886, and that was awful. So I mean, the next one that I'll be buying, because I only buy exclusives on it because I buy the multi-platform games on the Xbox because it's the best box with the best multiplayer, and I buy a lot of multiplayer games, and you know, it's like the better ecosystem, and I like the achievements better than trophies. But you know, so I buy exclusives on the PS4, and really, man, going from AAA like mainstream, The Order 1886 all the way to Uncharted 4, that's a long-ass time. You know what I mean? And I just think that that's probably way too long. You know, they should have been having a God of War within the first 2 years, you know, Gran Turismo in the first 2 years. You know, they should have had a plan. Like, instead, it seems to me like they're just throwing shit at a wall and seeing what sticks. And, you know, they don't even know how they're so successful. I don't know how
They're so successful.
I just personally think
I'm very disappointed to go out and support this thing.
I think
Go ahead.
personally, I think Sony are real stupid for having their. I know they have the Paris Games Week on October 27th, but
Yeah.
you don't want to pick. You know, you
Halo
don't want to be doing it on that day. You really don't.
Well,
Unless you have
Isn't
something-
No Man's Sky releasing that day?
Listen,
I
that
hope so.
just goes to show, and I hope, God, I wish somebody would hire me just for a week at Microsoft. There's a lot of things I would do immediately. The first thing I do is knock on Phil's door. I'd be like, do you realize by doing something like that, everybody knows, everybody in the gaming industry, Nintendo, everybody's well aware that October 27th is the franchise tag for the Xbox release. To go ahead and do a Sony presentation when they skipped out on the largest one in Europe. Okay, they skipped out on Gamescom. They skip out on the largest showing in Europe to go do this Mickey Mouse one on that day. Those are fighting words. That's war. These are things that have that's why people are, oh, the console war is dumb. No, they're actually not, because it's happening at a corporate level. And the only thing is that the reason that it hasn't expanded into something the tabloids can really blow up is because Phil fights it with kindness. And maybe he's doing that. Maybe that's his strategy. He doesn't want this to turn into just a he said, she said. She being Yoshida.
But here's the problem, Mooch. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
A lot of the media and the fanboys out there, you know, they're taking Phil's kindness as his weakness. And that's the problem.
I understand that, and that's my point. To me personally, you know, people go, "Why is it you get so upset over these things?" It's not that. It's the idea. I'm actually the if you want to call it the anger, the actual frustration is nobody seeing what I see. You don't see a company that did the quote unquote 180 before launch, then completely has changed the UI to what the customer customer wanted, gave us backwards compatibility, is giving you an unbelievable first-party lineup for the next 12 months. I'm not even talking about the next 2 months. No, for the next 12 months, you're getting an unbelievable lineup. You've got an elite controller. You already had the best controller. You've got the best online system. And now we're about to tap it. Next year, you're going to get reinvented again with the cloud computing and Crackdown and all those things that are going to be coming with the Azure. And you turn around and you go, okay, Mooch, calm down, calm down. Let's take a look at what Sony's got. And I'm like, okay. And I've had this conversation. And I'm like, so what do they got? And people are like, Uncharted 4. And I'm like, okay. And it's over. We're done. And I'm like, and they're like, well, we got
Street Fighter.
GDDR5. Who the fuck is touching the GDDR5? I've never gone to bed and been like, that DDR3 was really fun tonight. You know,
let me tell you one. Let me tell you one thing, Mooch. Right, with this whole DDR5, we all know that that's just an off-the-shelf part, right? But Microsoft, they actually went to Pixar Studio. They went to Pixar and they asked them for advice on what shall we put on this console, and they said put the ES RAM. Right. That RAM can read and write at the same time. And they went to other studios. The studios that made Avatar. What can we do to make this console powerful and have that graphical fidelity? And that's what they said. These are the things, these are the parts that you need. And Microsoft complied by that. But with Sony, it's just been off-the-shelf parts. Microsoft has spent billions on R&D. Well, I think Sony spent, 450, I believe. I think they must have sold one of their Tokyo buildings to actually cover the R&Ds. Yeah, they did.
I think next generation, if Sony makes a PS5, if they can do enough crowdfunding and get the money for it, I think Microsoft's going to bury them. They're going to try to make a beast because Microsoft going to want to put this resolution thing to bed.
Microsoft has been. You're right, Blaze. Microsoft has been listening to us on every request, right? Whether we're talking about software, we're talking about features, we're talking about new accessories. They've listened to everything. So they have definitely heard in the community, and they know that the number one thing on people's minds, even more than backwards compatibility, is they want power. That's in the PC world, and it's in the console world. They want power. People want that. And they know that we're not going to get a console that can compete with PC. But I'm just talking about PC people. When you ever hear them talk to each other, which is almost like fucking sticking your head between a waffle iron. He's like, literally, when they talk, I got a 98 TXT. I got a 98 TXT. And I'm like, what? All right. So all they do is they come out with a new one each 6 months, right? And they add a new letter at the end. So listen, they keep on getting more and more powerful. So when you make this console, and I've said this, I'm going to try and put this into reasoning. Make it dollars and cents, okay? Instead of making the bundles and giving the software free, $50, $60 software pieces, even if it only costs them $30, that $30 extra, $40 extra that you're going to lose in each bundle, put it into the hardware. Make it the most up-to-date hardware you can put in the box that'll give you the longevity of 4 or 5 years before you feel like you're already behind the times, and lose the money in the box. So put the price tag of Xbox 2 at either $399 or $349 at the start, and lose $75 a box. Now, somebody at Microsoft right now would be like, fire that man. I understand that. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But if you gave me a chance to actually do the math and figure everything out internals, if I had all the books open, I could probably show them that the money that they're losing on software sales, which is where there's their bread and butter, that's their bread and butter. So they could actually make more money on their software, lose the money. The hardware is a one-time loss. The software is every goddamn week. Don't lose on the software. Lose on the hardware. Once the box is in your house, you've got to use it, or you're going to. Listen, you guys all have PS4. The PS4s are sitting there in your house. They're not being used, but they're in your house. So when an exclusive comes out, you're going to go buy it and use the box. If you can't get the box into their homes, it doesn't matter about the free software. They don't have the fucking box.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
That's my whole point.
I'm with you on that one. And I remember I had a conversation with you, Mooch, behind the scenes about this. I remember we said that the next Xbox, we think that it should be an upgradable Xbox, where you could just take out the GPU and put a brand new GPU. They should release like GPUs every 3 to 4 years, a brand new GPU, and you could upgrade the RAM and everything like that. I think that'd be real cool.
But they can't do that, though. The reason why they can't do that is because people are stupid, and I keep saying this, right?
He does make a point. Yeah,
no, but they could make it easy, though. Look at the 360. Look at the 360.
Are stupid.
No,
The thing is, Wolf, I'll tell you right now, Wolf, listen, every single day that we are all doing these videos and we're trying to educate people, you have to understand that there's a group of people that we all know, and then there's the lemmings. There's just the people that stand in line and walk right into a blazing fire. You know what I mean? They just do. They just keep. And so what Crap is right about is, even though we can make it very dumb, you're right. No, and listen, it's as easy as like the old hardware, right? The old hard drive on the 360, just attach it and attach it. That's not the point. The point of the matter is once you start using words like hard drive, gigabytes, memory, RAM, you have already scared 75% of the market.
Yep, I mean that's what PC is. Keep it separate.
Yeah.
You know, I'm totally with that, man. Just keep that shit separate. Like I said on BGST last week, I didn't get a lot of words in edgewise, but when I did say that was basically, look, console gamers don't give a shit about crossplay or cross buys with PC or tablets or fucking phones or any of that shit. They want to go in there, get their consoles, buy their games. You know what I mean? That the more casual gamers aren't buying digital, they're buying physical. Their moms, their dads, whoever are buying their consoles, and they see, oh, look at this game. Let me buy that. Let me buy that copy of Minecraft. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. That's why you see this Minecraft game that just came out, right? This Telltale Games story mode, right? They releasing a physical copy almost like, you know, day and date with the digital. Why? Because Minecraft is a big name, and they want those casuals that see that at the store to buy it. You know
that
what I mean?
Xbox
Like
exclusive?
that. No.
That's
And not only is it not Xbox exclusive, but it came out on PlayStation 4 first. It came out yesterday, and it only came out today on Xbox.
Yeah.
So
Wait, which game is that, Crap?
that Minecraft story mode.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's crazy. Microsoft messing up with that.
Yeah, you know what? I don't understand. Like, according to Phil, he said that, oh, the deals were signed beforehand and all this stuff, right? But it's like, for me, wouldn't you think that Minecraft, if you made that exclusive, like, people thought it was crazy to make it exclusive on console on 360, right? They're like, oh, well, why'd they buy exclusivity? Nobody's going to care because so many people already bought it on PC. Everybody that's played it, wants to play it, already played it. I saw this argument time and time again.
Yeah.
What's it gone on to sell on Xbox? 25 million or whatever it is, right? Between the Xbox One and the 360.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's an incredible amount. So obviously, and it sold over 10 million on 360 before any other version came out. So yeah, was it worth them? Yeah, was it worth it for them to do that? Yeah.
Hold on, I was gonna say
Go ahead.
the Minecraft game, right? The one with the story mode.
Yeah.
That's a Telltale game, right?
Yes. But it's also Mojang.
Oh, Mojang
says-
are working on it too, yeah.
Well, and it says, like I started it up, it says, like, in accordance with Mojang. They're in the credits as well.
Yeah, they're in the credits because it's their IP, but Telltale Games, they're the ones that are working on it. But that's beside the point. It's Microsoft, it's their IP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It don't make no sense that it's on a rival platform first. That really bothered me for some reason. I don't know why, but that didn't make no sense.
Hey, well, when you looked at the advertising from Telltale, the PS4 version was in front. Like, and I remember saying something about it. I was like, why is the PS4 version in front? Microsoft, you own the. I understand. You know, I know I probably just botted there for a second, but I know you guys don't understand. That's because I had too many tabs open. But like, I don't understand Microsoft's thinking sometimes, right? Like, you have this powerful IP. Put out a Minecraft bundle, right? Do something with this IP, you know. Like, I realize they're getting a sequel to, or they're getting another game from Mojang next year, but it's not going to be Minecraft. You know, are people really going to flock to it the way they do Minecraft? I don't think they are. You know, Microsoft, like, they do listen to us in some capacity. Like, they use Tim Dog's little idea for, like, telling off everything that the Xbox One has. But again, the average gamer, you know, doesn't really care about DirectX 12 or cloud processing, you know what I mean, or any of that stuff. Or actually, they don't even care about resolution.
Yeah,
the only reason why people, they just want to play the games. The only reason why they're picking PS4 now, unfortunately, is because their friends have, because the PS4 did so well right out of the gate. So people bought the PS4. That's what happened to the 360. That's why it was so popular in North America, was because everybody had one and you bought what your friends had. Microsoft missed out on that little window, so now they're going to be the PS3 role. So even though the PS3 sold well over the entirety of the generation, you know, basically it was the other console. Most people bought a 360 first and then a PS3, and so far that's what's going to happen with the Xbox One, in my opinion. Most people are going to buy, a PS4 first, and then buy an Xbox One when it has like really good deals and things like that. I think that, I think that that's unfortunate. And what's really unfortunate is you have some of these really hard-headed PlayStation fanboys who won't buy an Xbox One no matter how cheap it is. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you have those people. They exist. Like, most of us have a PS4 and an Xbox One.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't use mine, but I have it. I wish I would have waited.
But that shows you who the real
now.
fanboys are. That shows you who the real fanboys are. They always call us Xbox fanboys and stuff. We own.
Yeah, we're the corporate
Sony
slaves,
products.
right? We're the Microsoft corporate slaves, even though we've bought PlayStation 4s as well, and then some of us have Wii U's. I know I do. I think Mooch does.
I do too. The thing about this is this. Just today on Twitter, the hot camaraderie, if you will, excuse my English, I'm having a drink, is literally soccer cars. They gave now soccer cars with a fin is come out, and Back to the Future you can get a DeLorean. My point is this. This is literally what's going on in the Sony camp. People are sitting there refusing to buy an Xbox on principle, air quotes, and it's like, why are you doing this? I don't understand. Like, what do you gain by not going to grab an Xbox and enjoying all these amazing things that are out for it? You can't tell me it's the P's. Nobody cares about that. You're sitting there. You can't be playing Bloodborne for like 20 months, right? You can't be still playing that. And Nathan, no one's playing.
They're gonna get to play it again. They're gonna play Bloodborne again because it's getting a Game of the Year edition.
I heard it's not coming out in the States.
It's not coming out in the States, but it is in like Europe and other places, and they could possibly bring it to the States. But I think that that's completely ridiculous.
Well, you'll see it come to the States once Uncharted 4 is delayed again.
I hope so.
You think Uncharted 4 is gonna get delayed again?
Well, I'll take that bet.
What is actually putting them in the driver's seat right now? They've delayed it twice. You know this game was supposed to come out in 2015, okay? And the Uncharted collection, it's kind of a joke. It's a joke. It's like you say, it's not locked 60. It's just unlocked to get close to 60, and it's a paint job. There's no added like there has to be. Listen, any movie, any game, even a cook in a kitchen at your favorite restaurant, he makes a little something and he's like, nah, I'm not gonna put that out there for tonight. There's always something, right? Yeah, there's nothing added. You don't get a little part of the Nathan Drake collection you didn't know about.
There's not even a multiplayer. They cut that out.
Multiplayer. It was rushed, just like Star Wars Battlefront. It was rushed. And anybody, it's funny, Naughty Dog comes out and is like, well, 80% of PlayStation 4 players haven't experienced it. First of all, how the fuck do you know? Did you ask them all? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But the media doesn't question it. The media's like, well, wait a minute, that's right. Nobody's played Uncharted except the 25 million people that purchased the fucking thing. And what are they talking about? Like, I don't understand what the hell is going on. I just cannot figure out how the media hides, and then nobody calls them out. And you might go, well, that's the media, right? The media covers the media. That's not true. In political media, okay, I don't care if you're in England or if you're in the United States, when one branch says something stupid, the other side of the media pounces on them. Like, there's no other side of the gaming media. There's the gaming media that likes Sony, and then there's Xbox Nation, BGST, and DirectX.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the three of us and 5 other channels versus the media. And it's a really hard, it's hard to fight that publication. And what I'm saying is there's nobody that counters this. Like, when that came out, wouldn't somebody want to run an article or run an ad or run something or run a clickbait thing that says, we call bullshit on Naughty Dog? Put Naughty Dog on the main thing. Make them look stupid. That'll get clicks too. But no, let's not touch, what's his name? What's that douchebag that's the president right now?
Neil Druckmann.
Neil Druckmann. Piece of shit.
Me, but like, if I was Sony fans, I would still be upset because they're not doing anything with their first-party games. I want my old games like Siphon, Filter, and Twisted Metal. If Sony should just take some of this money and just make a couple of classic IPs, I'll be happy. But Sony fans don't care about that. They just want to hate on the Xbox instead of bettering their own console.
Is it safe to say that the next Xbox Microsoft bring out is going to come out before the PS5?
Xbox 2?
Yes.
I think so. I think it's going to be a monster, too. It's going to have 4 Titans.
Oh my gosh, dude!
No.
Let's not open that can of worms. But hold on, this is what I'll say. A lot of people thought that Microsoft was getting out of the hardware business, right? But then they come out with this amazing, super amazing looking Surface laptop, right?
I'm
So
buying it.
they're not only are they in the hardware business, but they want to be the most powerful and have the best hardware. Look at their band, the Microsoft Band 2. Look at, like I said, the Surface Pro. What is it? The 4.
4.
Yeah, the Surface Pro laptop as well. These new phones that they have, they're in it to win it. They want this powerful hardware. They're better than anything else out there. I mean, you might say like the Windows phones lacked apps, but the new thing that they're going to do is have a desktop ability. So the new phones are going to be able to run anything that your desktop can, thanks to Windows 10. I think that the next Xbox is going to be all about power. It's going to be all about ease of development. They have to go back to, remember what Seamus Blackley was saying.
Yeah.
The original Xbox was all about ease of development. It was all about power, ease of development, hardcore gaming. That's what Microsoft needs to get back to. None of that mixed messages bullshit. Let Sony hang themselves, and they will, because Sony is bringing out more gimmicks, the VR stuff and all that kind of stuff. And I think that people are going to catch on to that, and they're going to call Sony out for it, right? How can the media cover for them? How can gamers cover for them when Microsoft is like, we got hardcore games, man, games, Gears 4, Scalebound, Crackdown, Recore, this, Halo Wars 2, and then Sony's like, oh, but guys, we've got tennis, virtual tennis over here with the PlayStation VR, and we've got, you know what I'm saying, and we've got Thomas Was Alone 2, where you play a little dot.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I'm saying?
You see with the new leadership that Microsoft have, with Nadella, with Phil Spencer, and all them other guys there, they're seeing, especially with the laptop and the tablet space, they're competing direct with Apple. And what they put out there was 2 times more powerful than their best MacBook that they have. You know what I mean? And it was slick, and it had a premium design.
That looked amazing.
It was an in-house built device. So that's where you know that the next Xbox is going to be a beast.
It's going to be a monster. But Microsoft need to watch that
It's going to be a
reveal.
beast.
And Microsoft need to watch the reveal of the Xbox One and remember that. And they need to do the complete opposite of that reveal. They should come out like E3 and show nothing but games when the Xbox 2 is revealed.
Well, let's hope to God they don't call it the Xbox 2.
I want the Xbox 2.
Dude, the only reason why it's called Xbox One is because it's the all-in-one. You know what I mean?
They call it the Xbox Plus. I think.
I think Xbox Infinity, since
I like
it'll
that
probably
name.
be the last one. Or
I
Xbox
like that Infinity. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's what they should do. Isn't the MPDs tomorrow, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Let's go around here and think go ahead and take a guess. I'm gonna say that. Hold on, I'm gonna guess that Sony's probably gonna win it.
Sony's gonna win it. Yeah, because they had that Destiny bundle sold like hotcakes.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw people buying that shit at GameStop when I was there, just picking up some game. When I was buying Forza, I saw people buying that damn thing. The only person I saw buying an Xbox was retarded. Like literally, he was like, "That's not a slate." The dude was a retard. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say Sony too because of that Destiny bundle and the Metal Gear as well. That red console, it was real slick. And
I think that was only in Europe though, wasn't it?
I don't know where that. I think that was like everywhere, right? But they were advertising it like it was an exclusive. They were advertising it like it's an exclusive. So most of the
they advertise every goddamn thing like it's an exclusive. It's like, hey, we got Call of Duty, but it's going to be on everything else. Hey, we've got Battlefront.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's on everything. You know what I mean? Not only is it on everything, but it played like shit on the PlayStation 4. Like,
Yes,
I don't know what the deal is with PSN, but I think it's because, I play wirelessly even though I'm right next to the router. But I think the PS4 has less wireless capability than the Xbox One. My Xbox One plays fine multiplayer, you know what I mean? But the PS4 just kind of stinks it up when I'm playing multiplayer games. It's just terrible.
I don't know. My room just gets hot every time I turn on my PS4, man. It's like a space heater.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what that damn thing does, man. It takes up. It's hot and it's loud. You know what I mean?
They put the power supply built inside the console, which was a big mistake in my humble opinion.
Yeah. We don't like the brick though. I don't like that brick under my. Seeing that Xbox brick is annoying and frustrates me.
You can't even see mine, man. It's just behind the entertainment center. So I mean, I don't know.
The brick. I don't understand.
Yeah, but would you want the brick inside the console so your
Nah, I like the
console can
brick
heat up?
outside.
Yeah,
I don't want the brick inside the console for a couple reasons because you don't want the overheating issue, and it's also can get really loud.
Yeah, that's the whole
yeah.
thing.
We
That's
don't
the
want the red. We don't want the red ring of death 2.0. You know what I mean? We don't want
Yeah.
that shit.
Well, yeah, I think they definitely will fix that. But the main thing is the Xbox One. Like a lot of people notice, like, crap, you're on, whatever, like the media player a lot or whatever, right? That's because I leave my Xbox on almost 24/7. I might not even be here, but that shit's on. You know what I mean? Like,
Watching The
I can
Walking
just leave it.
Dead.
Yeah, like I
Well,
can just leave it on running,
That was
and like,
one of the
maybe.
first things they promised to us before Xbox One was, not before it was revealed, but before it was launched. They said that it was designed to be on for 12 to 24, well, what was it, 12 to 14 hours a day. Because listen, look at the main thing. I mean, they put the extra component for the HDMI in. They knew you were going to use it for cable. They know people wake up at 6, 7, 8 a.m. and they have their TV on all day. That's why I get a real kick out of, like, and don't get me wrong, I understand there's people in YouTube that won't understand this because maybe if you're a younger generation. But listen, the reason Microsoft put an HDMI in and made all these deals with Time Warner and stuff like that, everybody fucking watches cable. But if you watch like the IGNs, they're like, I cut my cable.
Yeah, we cut
my
the
cable
cord.
too. I cut my cord. Well, go fuck yourself. It's cold 10 out of 12 months in New York, dickhead. Sorry we don't live in California. All right? It's fucking freezing over here. I'm watching fucking Judge Judy and I'm watching fucking cartoons, you asshole.
Yeah.
Listen, I got news for you, man. Like, and I love my sports. That's why I even asked, Crap says, prima donna. I had to watch my New York Giants, who won on Sunday night.
And they won, barely.
Yeah, listen, hey, a win's a win, right? Games.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really complain, man. My teams ain't doing shit, so that's amazing.
But I mean, these guys, it's another false prophecy in the gaming media that they listen. Anybody that watches, these unlocked podcasts, Unlocked, and all this other bullshit. These guys are like, well, I don't know about you, Destin, but I cut my cord last week. I did the same thing, Shaggy. I went down Rodeo Boulevard and grabbed myself a cappuccino and stood outside all day. So did I. It was fucking January and warm. It's not here, okay? It's fucking cold. So we watch cable in the Northeast. We watch cable everywhere. I'm sure the United Kingdom, it gets fucking cold. You watch TV.
Look, we can do 3 things at once on the Xbox One. Look, you could be in a party chat, play your game, and have your game snapped on the side. That's just insane.
Yeah, a lot of people watch the podcast with it snapped. You know what I mean? They'll be gaming or watching something and then snap the podcast and watch it. I love that, man. I think that's phenomenal innovation. And again, like I named this podcast Xbox One and PS4, which is more innovative because I've seen some articles floating around today that people are actually starting to realize that there's very little innovation this generation, and if it wasn't for Xbox One, there'd be none. Think about that. If they had went the same route as Sony, and just with the lack of innovation, it just did better graphics. Think of where we'd be. We'd be at better graphics, and that's it. Like I don't understand why people are like completely obsessed with thinking the Xbox One is trash or whatever. It does so much. Like the snapping. You know what I do? If I'm close to an achievement, I'll snap my achievements, and then it tells you how close. I love that. That's innovative. Yeah, that's innovative. You can snap YouTube and watch a walkthrough if you're stuck on a part while you're playing that part, so it matches up. You know what I mean? You can go back and forth. I love that. I think that's amazing. It's like we're getting innovation that isn't done on anything else, and I think that's fantastic. And some of the innovation is lost on people or whatever. Like even games like Project Spark. I know there's some real fans out there, but you can use Kinect. If you're like ever wanted to make a game, that is what to do. I'm too stupid to do it, because you got to program brain logic, and not everybody can do that. You know what I mean? But what's really cool is you can program your own. You can program movements and things like that with with the Kinect. That's innovation. The whole Kinect experience. Jay Williams, man, shout out him, graphics god.
Shout out to Jay Williams.
He just messaged me. Yeah, he just said, I'm watching you guys snap right now.
That's
I mean,
cool.
yeah, you can see that. Yeah, it is. Like that's innovation to me. Like it's more than just graphics. It has to be. Let me
ride these coattails for a second, Crap. When Yosef Mehdi got up there, and this is still today the biggest taboo. When they did the whole TV. Listen, again, I've played games longer than any. Listen, that was amazing because I was like, holy shit, the two things I'd like to do after the kids are asleep it's me and we like to play games, watch television. I'm like, wait, you're combining those two things? You know what I mean? That's like fucking Reese's Pieces with chocolate and peanut butter. All right? It's TV and video games is as good as fucking Reese's Pieces. It's chocolate and peanut butter for fucking entertainment. I don't understand why that was ever portrayed as a negative.
I wish Microsoft would have kept that TV studio. You know when they was gonna make Microsoft stuff into TV shows?
Yeah.
Because I would love to see a Quantum Break TV show like it could have been like Law and Order, or they could have did.
We were supposed to get a Rise. They were talking about doing a Rise TV show, right? I mean, we could have got a lot of stuff, but people really bitched and complained. Like, where's the we're gonna get another Halo thing? Like, I like the Halo Nightfall series where it talks about Locke, even though I'm not a fan of Locke. I'm Team Chief all fucking day.
No,
hell yeah, dude. Locke is gonna get the shit smacked out of him, dude. I can tell you right now, man. Chief is Chief.
You know what Locke they could have did? They could have did a Locke show, and it could have been like CSI. Like Locke would have been investigating murders and stuff like that. They could have done a lot with these IPs.
Hey, I don't mind if they spin that off, or something, like Locke can do his own thing. But for me, like, I'm excited for the character because I like Buck a lot from ODST, and he's back. You know what I mean? Like, he was from Firefly. You know, I'm a fan of that. Yeah.
That Rise thing that you mentioned, wasn't that a Machinima thing?
They did do that, but it was with Microsoft. But there was also talk that they were gonna do like a real series or whatever.
Oh, right. And then that Steven Spielberg Halo television show. What happened to that?
Well, supposedly it's still happening. Yeah, supposedly it's still happening. I don't know, but remember they did release that one thing where they dug up the old cartridges, ET cartridges. I actually like that. You know, like I thought they could have done like something like. You know what I mean? Like, I missed that. You know, there's not really any channels where you can tune in and watch news coverage and things like that. So I'm a fan of. I was a fan of that. And the funny thing is, like, Jamie Moran just tweeted out, he's like, IGN says we cut the cord and hate TV, but then PlayStation Views announced, and IGN's like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever, go TV. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically what happened. There's a huge double standard in the industry and in everything because, yeah, let's hate on TV, but then, and Sony makes fun of TV too. They're like, hey, we're going to use your TV too, but to play games, ooh, burn, right? I mean, come on. Yeah, ooh, right?
Yeah, but look, the Xbox, I was saying, the Xbox has been around for 3 generations, right? And all those 3 generations, I've seen nothing but innovation. OG Xbox, broadband in Ethernet port, you know what I mean?
Hard drive.
Inbuilt hard drive, Xbox Live on the 360, party chats, achievements on the Xbox One, cloud computing. It goes on and on, like Snap, like everything, multitasking.
Me personally,
with Sony, they've just been real lazy. Every PlayStation, in my opinion, have been pretty much the same.
Yeah. Now I would let them slide on the lack of innovation if they had the exclusives. Like if Sony had all the classic games, I would kind of give them a little slide on innovation. But they have nothing. At least innovate.
Yeah, they're innovative. PlayStation VR, bro. Come on. Step up.
Isn't it $400?
I don't know, man. I don't think Yoshida's listening. But if he is listening, I just want to say, please, for the love of God, don't release Project Morpheus or PlayStation VR, whatever you want to call it. Don't release it.
Yeah, take that money and bring back some IPs.
You're really gonna fuck your shit up by doing that. Nobody's gonna buy it.
Hey, is it true they're releasing No Man's Sky the same day as Halo 5?
I hope so.
I don't know.
Or is that a rumor? I saw something.
That's great.
I saw something in my feed about that, but something tells me I kind of doubt it because don't they need time to pre-order and stuff like that? I mean, they've been kind of
massacre.
I heard it's going to be a retail release and it's going to be full price.
Yeah, it is going to be. It's going to be $60 here.
They're going to treat it like a AAA.
I hope so. I hope they put that up against Halo 5. That's going to be a massacre.
Wow. Even though Seamus Black is the most anticipated game.
Oh my god.
He was trolling.
That was that.
Did you guys jump out plots with that? Did you guys almost plot? I was like, oh my gosh, this dude. I was like, the father of the Xbox just said his most anticipated game was No Man's Sky. He was trolling us a bit. I could tell with some of his stuff. He was joking around about stuff. But I thought that was really kind of interesting. So wait, they're gonna win the NPD tomorrow?
I think Sony are gonna take it.
Yeah, I think
You
Microsoft. Yeah,
I think it'll be by less than 10,000 though.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll
Sony
be
gonna
between
win.
5 and 8. Between
Sony gonna
5 and
win
8.
that, and Microsoft gonna
Yeah.
get October, November, and December.
Yeah.
I
Because I
hope
mean,
so.
there's just nothing. There's nothing being released. Uncharted Collection came out last Friday, and it's already dead news. So it's nobody even cares. You know, people say what they want, and it really it burns me up. It aggravates me a little bit that still the assholes on IGN, especially the podcast Unlock people, they still to this day say things like, "Well, you know, Halo Master Chief Collection was awesome," and then someone goes, "Well, not the first 5 months when it was broken." You know, let me tell you something. The fact that we're still a year after and we're still talking about it, we're only about 8 days or 6 days after the Uncharted collection, and it's already dead. So,
Yeah, that's trash.
you know, like what I'm saying is, you know what? Broken, not broken. You enjoyed it. You enjoyed it later. It's a fucking classic, and it's a must-have. So if you're an Xbox guy and you don't have the Master Chief Collection, shame on you. They're fucking giving it away. Second of all, this is a shout out to everybody listening or anybody who knows anybody. There was a guy that on my timeline on Twitter, he actually wrote me. He said, "Mooch, I got a question for you." And I thought he was trolling me at first, but we had a decent conversation. He's like, "I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan," and he's like, "I only get one game per, every 6 months." He works a lot. He goes, "I see you talking about Halo 5. Why should I not get? I was gonna get Assassin's Creed, and I'm not gonna. I was. And he's a big Assassin's Creed fan. You gotta respect that, regardless." He goes, "Why shouldn't I get Halo 5, or why should I?" I said, do me a personal favor. I said, since we're talking about you only have so much time. I said, enjoy the Halo 5 game with the community. Everyone's gonna be playing it. You can really get into it. You enjoy the articles. You enjoy the Let's Plays, all the things that are going on YouTube that you enjoy, and Twitter. I said, Assassin's Creed, either the first of the new year or any sale at all is usually half price on that game because it's a yearly debut. I said, so do yourself a favor and enjoy Halo. He literally wrote me back a little snippet, this and that back, and then he goes, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm grabbing Halo 5. So, I mean, now whether he does it or not, who the hell knows? But my point is this. If you're an Xbox fan, go buy Halo 5. Like, buy it digitally, buy it physical, buy both, buy the fucking statue. Do whatever you got to do. Like, I don't
Yeah, I'm
give a
gonna buy
shit what you do.
everything.
I know
like-
I know what I'm gonna say may sound controversial to some, but if you're an Xbox fan and you don't have Halo, like, what the fuck are you doing on Xbox?
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for that. It's like when you go to an Italian restaurant, and the guy next to you orders tacos. It's fine. I'm sure they make a hell of a taco. But my point is like, you are here. I mean, Halo really should be one of your
Top games up there.
I mean, did you guys see that new trailer? I mean, the new launch
man.
trailer was just absolutely phenomenal. I
With the
mean,
Moose song.
yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a good song that they picked. I think that they're doing all the right things. They, the game modes look phenomenal. That Warzone, you're getting free DLC. They're doing everything right. They're supporting the game right out of the gate. I think that they're doing a fantastic job with hyping the game up. I'm loving. I liked all the Hunt the True stuff. The way they make you think that Master Chief is going to be the bad guy or whatever, and he's kind of like fighting one of his own. It's a different take because usually he's fighting like a different group or some kind of aliens. He's kind of like fighting his own people.
Yeah,
They're after him. Yeah, I mean, I got a feeling like I bet that they're going to end up all being friends by the end of it. But I think it's cool that they're hunting them or whatever, and there could be like some kind of showdown. But I still think that it's really cool how they're going about it, and that's what's great about Halo is great online, even better campaigns, man. They're saying this campaign is going to be awesome. You're going to play as like two different sides or whatever. They're doing the 4-player co-op. I love it. I love what they're doing with it. I love where they're going with Halo. You can tell they love what they're doing with it, and I think it's going to do really well. And I think that's why. That's what's going to finally push and make people upgrade from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. We're finally going to see that big push, and we're going to see a push in the tone of millions between October and November. You're going to see millions of people
Because
upgrade.
half of the Halo community is still on the 360, and I'm with you on I'm with you on that one. When you were saying about the trailer looked awesome, but
It's been trending all week.
I don't know. I don't know if you saw. I've been tweeting out some pictures of billboards all over London.
Yeah,
Now,
I've been seeing that. Yeah.
I was driving to work, and I was driving my way back to work from work actually, and I saw quite a few of them all over the place. And my friends who take the subway, they saw so much Halo 5 posters all over the place. So I think Microsoft are doing a good job, you know, with the marketing with this thing. I want to see Halo 5 posters everywhere. Whether it's in New York, London, Paris, wherever, Sydney, I want to see it everywhere.
I just see someone say something on the chat. They said Killzone 5 will be awesome for the 7 people who buy it. I just, you know,
you know what's funny about that? Killzone would never have a community like Halo. You see how people so excited about Halo, like they get Halo tattoos. It's like the Super Bowl for Xbox fans. Sony fans will never have that experience.
I was thinking about getting an Xbox tattoo. I was telling that to my brother today, and he goes, "No, man." He goes, get that. He goes, get a PlayStation tattoo, man. Get a Hellgas. I was like, nobody would know what the hell it was.
I wanted the Halo 2 tattoo.
Was your brother serious, Crap?
No, dude, my brother is like, he's like the consummate debater, right? He'll fucking debate like he loves Xbox just as much as me, but he'll sit there and fucking go on and on about how PlayStation 4 is better, even though he doesn't use his at all. He uses his less than mine. I said, how much time have you logged in your PS4? Because we got them on the same day, and he goes, about 2 hours. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? It's like, at least I played some games on there. You know.
But it's great to see, look, Microsoft, they dropped the whole Call of Duty thing, and they're using that money, you know, to market this game, and that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
And by the way, Phil did say that he's gonna make up for Street Fighter 5, right? I'm just still trying to think. I'm still trying to think what game could that be.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
No, I don't think they're gonna do that, dude. Did you see how many?
You think it could be Titanfall 2? I hope it's Titanfall 2.
You know what? I would love it to be Titanfall 2. I'd be like, that's a hell of a deal right there, because Titanfall, that's a game that I'm interested in. I'm not really interested in, you know, in Street Fighter at all. So
Street Fighter sucks.
I just think I think Titanfall 2 holds a lot of weight behind it. First of all, Phil, listen, everything Phil puts on his shirt comes to life. It's like a fairy tale show. Everything he puts on his shirt all of a sudden becomes reality. And the Titan, what is it there? The Atlas logo was on his shirt. Why would he put something on his shirt that's not going to be in his portfolio? And it was surrounded by the Forza Motorsport symbol, the Gears cog, and the Halo helmet. Like, those are the 3 things that are Xbox. So I think it holds water.
It sold 10 million copies, right? And let's just say, like, I think it sold 7 million on the Xbox One.
Yeah, I would say 6 to 7 would be a good guess, because
and
a lot of them probably were discounted, but still, I mean, 10 million. You know, every game gets discounted. But still, I bet Killzone didn't sell those 6 or 7 million, even though it's discounted, or Drive Club, you know, or Bloodborne, or you can already get that until Dawn game for like $20 or whatever it is. So, you know, just because a game gets discounted still doesn't mean it's going to sell good. You know what I mean? So I think that you sold probably 6 to 7 on Xbox One, probably another 2 to 3 on 360, and then probably least of all, if they even broke 1 million on PC, because I heard it sold really piss poor.
Yeah, I think Microsoft need to lock this up, because, you know, when the generation started, the first thing that wowed us was Titanfall. That was like the first step in the generation. I was like, wow, Titanfall. Then they would have Halo, Gears, and Titanfall. And I really like Titanfall more than Call of Duty, because I'm tired of playing the same thing over and over with Call of Duty. I just like the excitement of Titanfall, you know, running on walls and Titans running all over the place. And the game will be horrible if they put on PlayStation. We're going to have parity, so we're not going to have no more dedicated servers. And we're going to suffer because of the PlayStation community.
Or they're going to be EA servers, which which is absolutely ridiculous, because nobody wants, you know what I'm saying? Nobody really wants to use
no parity.
Dude, I really loved Plants vs Zombies, but the first few days that game came out, you couldn't even play it because the EA servers were so bad. You know what I mean? They were down. They're laggy. They're really bad. You know what I mean? I'm not looking forward to that if that's what happens. I think that Sony's got so many. They've got their hand in the pot on so many shooters. I think that it makes sense to make that game exclusive again, or Microsoft exclusive, because you look at it. There's going to be Destiny 2. There's going to be another Call of Duty.
Sony the two-bro shooter.
I just think if it didn't sell that many, I don't think Microsoft would want to lock it down. But because it sold 10 million, across 360 and PC and Xbox One, it's the same. It's the same scenario with Gears of War. You know what I mean? Like that sold like crazy, the first Gears of War, and then obviously there was talks that Gears of War 2 could be multi-plat, and then Microsoft locked down 2 and then 3, and then they end up buying the IP. So
They should do
the same thing. The same thing can apply to Titanfall.
Yeah, they should go to EA and say, look, we'll pay you the difference of the sales from the PS4, whatever it is, we'll pay you that. Just keep it exclusive.
They could. I mean, look, Microsoft has the money to do that. They've been very cheap lately. I think that they could definitely do that. I would love to see them do that. I think that it makes sense because that game is synonymous with Xbox anyway. Guys, Capcom came out today, and it looks like a new Dead Rising is happening. Do you guys figure that Microsoft, because the last one did pretty well and funded the last one, do you think they went ahead and probably funded this one as well?
Well, it is Microsoft. I mean, it is Capcom Vancouver, right? So that's completely different to Capcom Japan. I think Microsoft are dealing with them, and they probably lock it down. Yeah, it makes sense.
Me too.
So Vancouver's the ones responsible for Dead Rising 3.
Yeah, well, they weren't going to do it. Microsoft went to them and offered to fund it. That's why basically they got it.
I would welcome.
They said if not for Microsoft.
You
know what? I love Dead Rising 3 so much. It might have been my favorite launch game. Like as far as just like the other ones, they were all time based. Like I hate timers. You know what I mean? And they all had timers. They fixed that. There was no timers in Dead Rising 3. Yeah. And I just, it looked great. And I remember everybody going on and on about 720p. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's literally 1,000 zombies, and no two are alike. And you guys are talking about resolution, and it looks great. What the hell is wrong with people? Right? I mean, look, this is a launch game, right? On the Xbox One, 1,000 zombies on the screen at the same time. No two, you know what I mean? You could literally get in any car, like run over. You know what I'm saying? It's like the game was phenomenal. If you had to connect, which everybody did at the time, when a zombie grabbed you, or it could be alerted by a noise. Isn't that innovative in itself?
Cool.
Where else can you do that, right?
That's innovative.
Yes, and you could do that with that Alien game too, right? Like if your Kinect is hooked up, Alien Isolation. If your Kinect is hooked up, then you can you hear the noise or whatever, and it's attracted to it. Like when you had that, like you had to shake the zombie off you if it grabbed your door or whatever, and the Kinect would pick it up. That's innovative. That's what I liked, even in Rise, right? That's why I liked the Kinect. I don't think maybe it's not a great idea for AAA games, but add it to the games as an option. And some of the smaller games, right, like Rise, you could like call out for your, for them to like shoot the arrows or whatever. You know what I mean? I like those options, and I think that I wish that they would do more of that. I know Phil's probably not a great big fan of Kinect. You know what I mean? But I still think at the end of the day that
I like how they used it before.
They just offer it.
Remember before Horizon 2, they used it with that.
Yes, they did.
Go to the nearest event.
Yes, that's what I did all the time because I didn't want to open up that damn menu or anything like that. I thought it was, kind of an interesting thing, and I would absolutely love for them to lock down a Dead Rising 4. Wouldn't that be cool if that were to come out next year? Because think about it, it was a launch game, 2013, right? So 2016 as a surprise, don't you think that would be kick-ass? I mean, for me, I think that would just be icing on the cake because we know there's stuff that hasn't been announced yet. I mean, we know we're getting ReCore, Quantum Break, Halo Wars 2, Killer Instinct Season 3.
Phantom does.
I don't know. You know what? I think Phantom Dust is done. I don't know.
Oh, come on, man.
Microsoft. Give me my
I think it's done, man. Like, look, I would love to see them do that. But I think that when you have a game that gets canceled or whatever, or they change developers midway or whatever, you might as well say it's done. I don't look. It's not. I know. Keep the faith, right?
Phil said to me it's not canceled. He said it to me, so I'm taking his word for it. So
yeah,
Phil,
but how long did they say?
I'm holding you to that, Phil. I'm holding you to that, bro.
How long was The Last Guardian, quote unquote, not canceled? I mean, do we really want to sit there and talk about it every year?
We're talking about Microsoft. Microsoft won't be doing what Sony did, man.
Yeah, they'll tell you straight from the jump. They'll be like, it's canceled, it's canceled.
Different kettle of fish, yo. That's what I'm saying.
On the Dead Rising thing, real quick. You already know I love Capcom. I already keep saying Microsoft should buy them. I think of Dead Rising 4, maybe they should make it more darker and gritty, like The Walking Dead. I want to see them make it more realistic.
Yeah, I can. You know what's going to happen, and I'm right there with you, Blaze. I'm 110% behind you. If you took Dead Rising 3 and took some of because the corny shit did make you laugh for a half hour, but the replayability was hard for me to take, because the story is just a cheeseball zombie story, but it can be good. I mean, a lot of the zombie shit we like is cheeseball. I liked it, but the problem is like I got tired of watching myself with like a huge mustache and a sombrero. And I was like,
I just running around smacking people with a dildo gun or whatever the hell that was, dude. That was hilarious.
I personally think that they should, if they're gonna make Dead Rising 4, use cloud computing for Dead Rising 4.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Have destructible environments, a million zombies on screen.
Hey, that's a good call, dude. That is a great idea because, especially if it's exclusive, take advantage of it. Show it off. Like, look, you can have more than 1,000 people. You can have destructible environments in a Dead Rising game. I mean, look. Push the industry, and they're going to have to push the industry with exclusives. That's what they're going to have to do because Sony's not going to allow that to happen very much on multi-platform games. So push the industry with the exclusives, and then let people say, "Oh, wow, that's shit. That's not being done on PlayStation."
Could you just imagine this? Imagine this, like you're knocking down a building, and it will like fall on top of the zombies, and you see jibs flying all over the screen.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, they should make get it a cool story too, like you. From the Center of Disease Control, and you get trapped in New York City or something. Make it a dark story. Make it gritty. Make it like Last of Us, but don't suck. Make it like
dude,
more.
You're gonna hurt Mooch's feelings. He loved The Last of Us.
I didn't. Well, listen, I'm not getting a tattoo on my arm, but I mean, you gotta understand. I think the reason I got a fondness for like the Uncharted's and The Last of Us is because I generally thought the PS3 generation was not for me. I thought it was terrible, PS3. So when games like Uncharted and The Last of Us came out, it's like when you're starving. All of a sudden, fucking bologna sandwich is amazing, right? You know what I mean? Like, I was just starving to death, and they gave us a bologna sandwich. I ate it. I thought it was pretty good. I said, you know what? This isn't bad. The story's okay. The one thing I have a problem with any game on the PlayStation, any game on PS3, I couldn't stand the mechanics. Yeah. I can't stand the way that because of the way that the analog sticks are located. When you run, you always feel like your guy. The minute you run, his head goes down and he just runs forward into a wall. And it's like I don't understand why nobody can ever. There's multiple developers. You're telling me you all program the same way? You all use the same engine? Yeah, why is it everybody's? Yeah, like everyone gives God of War 3 a lot of praise. That's the one game I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not going to belittle it. I'm not going to sit here and make fun of it. But I thought the camera angles ruined the game.
It's a static camera angle is the problem, really.
Yeah, and how are you supposed to fight 360 when you have the static angle? I just don't understand that.
I'll tell you the problem. I really like God of War games, right? And God of War 3 was that was my first one, and I liked it. But here's the problem that I have with the games, though, was the static camera angle. And people were like, praise the game for its looks, but it's like, how easy is it to look when you're basically on the rail? Because they're not letting you look everywhere. They're telling you where to look, so they only have to make those areas look good, and so they can take away the resources in other areas.
I'm gonna burst a lot of PlayStation fans' bubble here. Just like Uncharted 4, which I'm looking forward to and I'm going to buy, but Uncharted 4 is going to be a very beautiful Uncharted 3. Maybe a little darker because what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
He's drunk, man.
Pompous fucker. He's the one. He's literally trying to make it a darker story. So the story will get darker. It'll be a shade darker when you're looking at it graphically, and it will be, of course, it's going to look decent. I'm not going to take away from what it's going to look like, but it's just going to be Uncharted 3 again. That's what they could have called it. Uncharted 3 again. And so, and here's where I'm going to pop the bubble for everybody. God of War 4, if it is to come, there's not even rumors of it, but if it is to even come, it's going to be God of War 3 all over again.
That's shame.
The same thing, just glossier. There's going to be wetter-looking puddles like Bloodborne on the floor when you're walking around, and that's about it. That's all you're going to get.
It'll be God of War 3.5.
You know what?
God of War 3.5, exactly.
And if you cannot move the camera around,
you won't. It's not going to change.
It's going to be horrible.
I'm going to pass on that game.
Listen, Wolf, they're not going to change it because they're going to say that's just the essence of the game we've always created. We didn't want to change that for the gamer, for the experience. No. The actual translation is I'm a lazy fuck, and I don't want to change the way we've actually done the program.
See, I feel as though with Ninja Gaiden, it was more of a challenging game. I think Ninja Gaiden was better.
That game was impossible, man. Impossible.
I love that game. I beat those on the hardest difficulty. I love Ninja Gaiden.
And you could move your character 360. You know what I'm saying? Like in God of War, you cannot do that. Even the new Devil May Cry reboot, you were able to do that.
Yeah, I actually like that one. I like the reboot. I didn't like the older Devil May Cries. I know, people are like, that's sacrilege, but
I'm an old fan.
Yeah, I like the newer ones. You know, it's like the Tomb Raiders, right? Like I thought the old Tomb Raiders were okay, but I really like the reboot. You know, the story from the
It was
beginning.
amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was just a fantastic, like the emotion,
And the
like when she has to
violence.
kill, yeah, when she has to kill that animal to survive, and then her first kill of a person. You know, that's like to me that was phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm with you, Blaze, when you say like Nathan Drake is kind of a cheesy character. You know what I mean? Like he just, yeah, it's not a very good story. You don't know back and tell the story through 3 and all that, but you know, you don't really just care about that guy. You
And
know,
I don't even
he's kind of
remember
an
the story.
asshole.
I play all three
He's
of them. I
he's
don't
very
remember the story.
he's very forgettable in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And
He's not as big as Laura Croft.
he's
No,
very
no,
forgettable.
definitely
They're
not.
trying to Sony are trying to make this guy relevant by naming the game the Nathan Drake Collection. And yes, by the way, I did actually create that name, by the way, because I
Yeah,
did
they
ask
told me.
Yoshida. I asked Yoshida, what about the Nathan Drake Collection?
And that's when he blocked us.
Yeah, and then I think 9 months later they announced it, Nathan Drake Collection. So you Sony fans should be
Well,
thanking me.
remember though, Wolf, you guys were all complaining because Microsoft didn't do like a whole collection with Gears of War. Remember? And you're like, "What Marcus Phoenix collection?" I think Sony was like, "Hey, let's one up the fans and call it the Nathan Drake collection," which actually makes no sense. Like, you know, the Marcus Phoenix collection would have made sense. You just put the first 3 in there, not the one with Baird or whatever.
Yeah. Well, technically, we're still getting a collection though, because we're getting
Right.
all the other 4 games.
Or
on
the
360. Yeah, I think you just cut
What's
off.
that?
yeah,
Because
but
the
Master Chief makes sense because they're
Halo 5 was coming out.
And
Yeah.
and Chief wasn't in Reach or ODST.
Yeah, but we
yes.
still end up getting
So it
ODST,
makes
so
sense.
they need to bring Reach to the Xbox One.
Yeah. Real quick about that
Well, it's
God
gonna be
of War
backwards
thing. If they make God of War 4, it should be open world.
If there was that,
I wish if they made God of War 4, it should be open world. I would love that. Like you could fly around on a Pegasus and stuff.
You know what you need? You know what you need, Blaze, that
Pegasus.
Sony don't have for that?
You like with the horse with wings.
They don't have. No, they don't have money. That takes
Oh,
a
okay,
lot
yeah.
of money. They don't have.
Hey,
that.
they got indies, man, and
You know
VR.
what? God
Come
of
on.
War 4. God of War 4 will be the exact same amount of levels that God of War 3 was, with the same awful camera with wetter puddles by your feet.
Yeah, but see that?
That's
See,
it.
this is what messed up. Like, if you was a real Sony fan, like I grew up playing PS1, PS2. I want my
too.
old games back, and this is messed up. I don't
not
understand how
happening, Blaze.
you
It ain't
fanboys don't see that this console's horrible. It's amazing.
Nope. They don't see it.
They just
really
don't see it. Like, where's Siphon Filter? Where's the Getaway? Where all these games at? It's crazy. Look at Microsoft. They're making so many new IPs.
Yeah, but look at Yoshida himself. Already said, hey,
Yeah.
when like he said, first parties seem to struggle when the console's doing really well. You know, and this is the thing, because there's so many PlayStation apologists out there. They don't care. They're not going to ever be in any kind of trouble, or nobody's ever going to be. Nobody's ever going to be, call them out for what's real. Look, Next Gen called out, you know what I'm saying? Next Gen called out Phil Spencer, right? We've all called out Microsoft for the lack of games for the first, 7 months or whatever the year. You don't see the Sony fanboys do that. You know what I mean? The Sony fanboys will not call out Sony. They will not call out anything that having to do with PlayStation. Everything's all hunky-dory and great all the time, which is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. And that's unfortunate, because that's a disservice to your fellow gamers. You know, if you sit there and act like everything's great,
Yeah.
then you're never going to get anything. You know what I mean? I think that that's unfortunate. You know, like the Xbox One is doing much better in the AAA exclusive department. Sony's failing. You know, like I have a PS4, but where's the games? You know, just like the PS3 for the first couple of years, I played more PS2 games on there. I was playing Battlefront 2 on my PS3 because it upscaled and things looked better. You know what I mean? So, and why is it Sony, again, if you look at the launch of any of their hardware, they have no games for the first year to 2 years. Why do they get a free pass continually?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you look at Microsoft, they've had some of the best launches of all time. The first Xbox had Halo. You know what I mean? The Xbox 360 had so many games. It was like Call of Duty 2, Cameo, Perfect Dark Zero.
It's like the Dreamcast.
Yeah, it had a ton of great games, you know. And then you look at the Xbox One, you know, and it had Rise, Forza 5, Dead Rising 3, Killer Instinct, Zoo Tycoon, and you can't knock Zoo Tycoon as a physical game. I got it. It's good. You know what I mean? It might not be everybody's thing, but it's the variety that counts. You know what I mean?
See, Kudos, he was interviewed while he was in Japan, and you know, the Scalebound's been getting a lot of attention in Japan.
Oh yeah.
A lot of attention. But my question to all you guys, everybody on the panel, do you think Scalebound will be that game that will make the Xbox One popular in Japan?
No,
I don't think.
No.
You know what? You'll see a bump, like it'll be like, hey, Scalebound broke the top 10. You know what I mean? Hey, look, Xbox One managed to sell an extra 100 units this week.
We hate America.
Yeah. Whoa.
That could be. You know what I mean? Like that Scalebound. You know, from what I've seen, it does look like the best Japanese game ever made.
I agree with that.
You know what I like about it though is that even though it is a Japanese game, it's not one of the. You know, I'm not a big fan of the. It's not weird. You know, it's not like an anime type game. There's a Western influence with it. You know what I mean? It's got like the dubstep, and the guy looks like an American. You know what I mean? Like to me, I like that. It's got the co-op. That's what interests me a lot. You know, when do you see games like these RPGs, whether it be Japanese RPGs or anything that has co-op? You know what I mean? That to me is what it's all about. I like that Microsoft does that. And I'm hoping that the game does well. You know, next year is going to be an important year for the Xbox One because there's no first-person shooters. It's all different games. You know what I mean? It's all these different types of games and variety. And we need to see the Xbox owners step up and buy these games. Like, well, we could be getting a sequel to Sunset Overdrive if people would have stepped up and bought the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They really need to support Quantum Break. You know,
Yeah, but that was Microsoft fault too. They should have marketed the game more.
Yeah, it should not have come out when it did. I'll agree 100% with that logic. You know, they definitely threw it out to the wolves, and you know, I'm glad to see that they're marketing stuff like Halo, and you know, I finally did see some like Forza commercials and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what happens, dude. I think that I'm with you, Wolf. I think that Fable Legends is going to get delayed. You know, something just tells me that shit's going to get delayed. You know, unfortunately.
Until the dashboard works.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Like a January, February release. That's my guess.
I mean, look, it's even better games next year. There's a ton of stuff coming out this year. You know, I'm excited for. So hopefully we get to see it sooner rather than later. But
what will make me happy if they delay it because they want to turn it into a retail game? I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I asked him that. I was like, I hope that it is because I have all the other Fable games retail, and I would like to get this one too. That way, I don't got to bother with microtransactions and shit. Just any character I want to be, I can be. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm looking for, and hopefully they allow that. But anyway, we're up over an hour and a half, man. I want to thank everybody for watching. You guys got anything you want to close with?
I got a shameless plug. I want to thank Crap. Great show. I think this show was fantastic for having a small script beforehand. And also stay tuned to Mooch's channel. I got a Mooch's Minute coming out right after this.
Oh, hell yeah. We'll have to go over there and check out Mooch's Minute. I'll get in there and like it before all the ponies invade. And
I appreciate it. Yeah, before the hate texts kick in. Those are fun.
Oh, yeah.
I like those are better than a Unisom.
Oh, yeah. They'd definitely be like, you know, copying your video and then end up pasting it on there.
Yeah, sure.
What about you, Wolf? You got anything coming out, man?
Well, yeah, you know, subscribe to my channel. You know, I bring the facts. And on top of that, add me on Xbox Live. And yeah, keep it Xbox.
Yep, make sure you guys go out there and buy Halo 5. That's going to be the best game this year.
It is game of the year, man. Lock it in.
Yeah, if you had to quit your job to get it, go quit your job, go play that game.
And this is just my little message. This is my little message to the hardcore Xbox fans. These new IPs Microsoft are putting out, support them, yo.
Don't be like Sony fans.
Then they could bring out sequels, and only then we'll get more exclusives. Because, you know, publishers, developers, they're all scared to bring out new IPs. That's why they keep bringing the same thing over, and they're bringing sequels over and over again of current IPs. If you want them to bring new IPs and carry on doing that, then support these new IPs that are coming.
Yeah.
Hell
Like I
yeah.
said, Sunset Overdrive is better than anything on the PS4. That's a great game.
It is.
I
It's
love
fun.
that
You know,
game.
they needed a multiplayer like team deathmatch or something, in my opinion, and a co-op campaign would have been great. But other than that, man, I thought that game hit it on the head, man. I love that game. But
Yeah.
anyway, we'll catch you guys next week. And Big Gamer Small Talk is this Sunday on Mooch's channel, actually.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man, you got a lot of stuff happening already, man. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later. Rack 'em up.
Peace. Until next time.